So welcome to the World Autism Summit. And now we are here with Giuseppe Rotolo. And it's very important that we pronounce names properly. I know I was married to an Italian man for 30 years, and he was the father of 6 of my 7 children. And when I went into Italy, one of the times I went, I was corrected because I mispronounced my Sicily name at the border. So I was corrected. So anyway, welcome, Giuseppe.
Thank you, Karen, to invite me.
I am so glad you're here. And it's so important to have people from other countries as part of this summit. And every country has its own personality. And I know from being married to an Italian and being in an Italian family, how important relationships and family are. And I'd say that is the personality of your country. I'm going to introduce you. You have a degree in medicine. You've specialized in Gestalt psychotherapy. You're the deputy director of first level master in integrated treatment of the autism spectrum Gestalt disability therapy at LUMSA University of Palermo in 2021. See, I still got a little accent.
Thank you, Karen. I think it's important. In Italy, the family is the center this is the center to help young people. So for autistic child, the family is very important. Sometimes the family is strong, so is a big help for autistic child.
Yes.
When the family is strong, is a problem here in Italy. Because the institution often don't help enough. So the family is the center.
Beautiful. You should bring some of that energy over here to the States. And also, you're the professor at Pontifical University Auxilium until 2020, and the head of the Department for Autism Archdiocese of Montreal Gestalt Disability Therapy. Boy, you've really held a lot of high positions. Good for you.
Yes, I think it's important your work. I try a little the same work here in Italy. It's important to build up a net of different professional. So the book is a way to bring in Italy a new idea about autism. So I wrote a book about functional medicine, the first one. The second is about glutathione. Glutathione is drugs, natural drugs, very important sometimes in autistic child. So I wrote a book to describe what the new idea of a medical doctor about it. The third one is a book about liver. The liver is important. The liver must work well in autistic child. Sometimes the medical doctor don't think about the liver, but the liver is a big machine, a chemical machine. It must work well in everyone, but very, very important in autistic child. So it could be the first step. See the liver. The liver work well. The fourth book is about mitochondria. Mitochondria often is a problem in autistic child. So with your help and other physician, I try to make a net to help autistic child in Italy with mitochondria problem. So it's important to find the right test, to send the test in USA and have back the answer. So we try to make the better therapy for this child.
Right. I think we're all here to help autistic and neurodiverse children. And of course, you have the background and you have the expertise. And I'm sure that people want to know about the degrees and the evidence-based studies and everything like that. And I'm sure once they look at all the information that you'll be sharing that with them, they can contact you and understand exactly what type of background and everything. Okay, so my first question I ask everybody is, why are you excited about the World Autism Summit, to be able to, what is your desire to be part of the summit?
Because I think this experience, this is a very important tools to make a net, to help parents, physicians, and other therapists to meet each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important meet each other. One parent today said to me, "I don't know who can help me." And I said, I speak about you, Karen. I speak about a medical doctor that you introduced to me. So he said, this doctor is very important to me. I want to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
So the summit is a very important tools. Is fast, is cheap, is big tools.
Nice. Well, of course, we want balance all over the world. We want people to find the best information and everybody share resources and make sure that everything is evidence-based and everybody is doing their proper homework and, make sure that we're getting the best resources possible, fastest way possible to help the kids the best way possible. What is your biggest why for what you do? Do you have family members that are autistic, or what motivates you? What drives you?
Because when I was a child, I was a sensory problem.
Oh,
Now I understand it, but now I understand. Now I am 66 years old, but 50 years ago, medical doctor don't know here in Italy sensory problem. So now I understand what I have. It was been very difficult for me to study, to go ahead. So when I begin to understand the problem, I decided to make medical doctor. I
nice.
spent 10 years to study as a medical doctor. But when I finished, it was useful, but not enough. So I decided to make a psychotherapist. I spent another 10 years. It was been good, but it wasn't enough.
Hey, we can never
So
be
I
enough.
so I went to New York. I began to study functional medicine. I meet different physician, and it was been very important make a link for my diocese Montreal and diocese of New York. As a director of the Department of Autism of the Diocese of Montreal, we have an affiliation with the Diocese of New York.
Hmm.
So my bishop my bishop said to me, we can go to New York together. We go together to meet the cardinal of New York.
Oh,
So the
nice.
cardinal said, "What I can do for you, for Italian people?" So my bishop and cardinal sign affiliation. So we have an affiliation, and we work together. For example, we have made a master in the University Lumsa. It was been online. The medical doctor from New York teach online, and me and my student teach online together.
Oh,
It
nice.
was been very important. A master with the American and Italian medical doctor, psychologist, and so on. So this was been very important. This was been a link from Diocese of Montreal and Diocese of New York.
No,
It's very important.
that is nice. It's nice for people to be able to be familiar with their own culture too, because they're more familiar. And they can read, it's more relatable too, a lot of times, if people can identify, and they're more comfortable sometimes. And sometimes I know in certain cultures, in the Italian culture, I experienced kind of a shame with a child, having a child with autism. Sometimes the family didn't accept because of cultural challenges.
Often the shame is a problem. Here in Italy, sometimes in the little town in the center of Sicily, I live in the Sicily, in the south of Italy, there are very, very small town in the country. Often the parents don't show their children because it's a shame. They have a disability, it's a shame. This is a problem. My diocese, Monreale, has a very beautiful church. Is a very important church. Perhaps is they have a mosaic, the big mosaic in the world. This is the 12th century church. Was made 18 years ago. It's a very, very old. It's a wonderful church. So this diocese is important for this church. But there are a lot of countries, this diocese. There are a lot of little town where parents take their children inside their home. The shame is a problem. Always the link, a net, is very important.
That's nice. That's why relationships are so very important, is, because sometimes shame is in the way. But yeah, I remember visiting there. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. In your early years, you talk about sensory processing disorders that went undiagnosed for yourself, and that you decided to take care of these problems for yourself and others. Did you want to speak to that?
Yes. In your country, when I meet different organizations of New York University and other, they show me a lot of tests. In New York and in USA, you made a lot of tests. These tests don't arrive here in Italy. Is not use this kind of a test. So I begin to study a lot of tests. I begin to use, I translate this test in Italian language, and I teach to my students to use this kind of a test. So my student study this kind of a test, and they use this test, sensory visual problem, autistic auditory problem, central processing problem, sensory problem. So it was been very important because now we can understand what kind of a problem as a child. We can make the right therapy, precision therapy for this child. The test is a problem. We must spread a lot of tests. We must teach how to use this test, because the government don't have the energy and the money to use the test in the school, for example. In New York, use the test in the school. Here, we don't use the test in the school. We don't have the psychologist, a team of psychologists who make tests in the school.
What other kind of resources would you like to have there that you don't have, that we have?
Psychologists, you know the test, the different tests. Psychologists who work in the school could be very important. My idea is, my dream, my idea is go to New York to offer for free as a voluntary my help, my expertise as a psychotherapist for group therapy for parents, for mother. I have made sometime a group of psychotherapy group with mother autistic child. It was been a very important experience. So I can give these kind of skills for free in New York or USA. In the same times, I need who help me to study functional medicine, who can drive me to the right center to make it, for example, organic test, urinary MOIT test, the test organic urinary test, for example, for mitochondrial problem. So my dream is make exchange. I help, I bring my expertise like a psychotherapist, a medical doctor. And this is very important because here in Italy we have a very good school of psychotherapy. It's a very important school. So when I go to New York, my level is a good level. When I go to the school, Gestalt New York Therapy, I meet someone in Gestalt New York Therapy. My level is like the psychologist in New York. But when I use my expertise as a medical doctor in functional medicine, I must learn a lot.
Yes.
I need someone who teach me. So my dream is find a way to exchange the expertise.
Nice. So bridging the gap between countries.
Yes.
Yes, that's what we're trying to do here, is to bridge the gap between countries, share knowledge, understand different things that we all learn and know, and expertise around the world.
Yes.
That's very good.
Another good. Go ahead. You can.
Oh,
Please, please.
I have so many questions for you. Can you talk to the audience about functional medicine? Because I think maybe some people are not familiar with your viewpoint or your lens of functional medicine in Italy.
We have a few centers in functional medicine. We have something, but the center who study functional medicine, but they don't have hospital. Now I have children. I must make different tests. I don't know. I bring him to Berlin in Germany. I bring it to Philadelphia, Pediatric Hospital of Philadelphia is a very good center for functional medicine and gut problem. Gut problem and functional medicine are linked. So I have 2 or 3 parents. I don't know. The first step could be the doctor you introduced to me. And help this parent online. The second step could be bring them to Berlin, because hospital Berlin in Germany is Europe, is more easy for us, is more cheap, but is a little expensive. Not a lot, but a little expensive. Or the third step, go to Philadelphia. Pediatric center, I think, is one of the best center in the world for mitochondrial problem and gut problem.
Right. Nice.
So my work is always write a book about this, so parent understand. My children has this problem with a book. Can go to his medical doctor and say, this book speaks about my children, what I can do. The second step is medical doctor online, but the very important goal is to find a hospital where bring my child, where bring my family. There, because mitochondrial problem are very complicated. We need a lot of tests. So a hospital is the best way to help this family.
Right. But sometimes it's not affordable.
Yes, this is the problem. I may try, I study a lot of things, and I work for free for my parent, for my this parent. But I arrive until a point. Then I need help.
Right.
This is I started this job 23 years ago, and I use my energy to make a link, to write a book, and so on.
I believe it. So telehealth can really help too, right? Do you have telehealth in Italy, or how's that work?
It's few think. The problem is university was been a very important step. When we make this master was been very important. When a cardinal send to us a group of medical doctor from the Discovery Center.
Mhm.
The Discovery Center is north of New York. Is a very very big center. Is a quality center. They decided to. They have a lot of money.
Mhm.
So they use well this money. So they find the better medical doctor, physician, psychotherapist, and so on, different skills, and they bring them and they work to make the best expertise, the best way to help autistic child. They buy a city, they transform a city, they bring university inside this city. It is a wonderful place. This is linked with the Church of New York, and the cardinal sent them to us in Italy. They come here to make a meeting
Oh,
in Monreale, in Palermo, in the
nice.
south of Italy. It was been very important. Then after there was COVID, there was been a problem. They stopped our work for 2 years. Then we make a master online. There was a COVID, so we worked online.
Mhm.
And it was been a very important experience because many good therapists said we need this kind of university, we need this kind of expertise. We need this new idea.
Mhm. Yes, we do. New is the word.
Your work is wonderful because you build up a net. This is very important.
There's no time like the present, right? Um, I think it may be useful for Americans to have knowledge of philosophy. Is that my question or your question? A philosophy of science models that allows them to understand what about an autism intervention model is effective and why.
Philosophy, I repeat, in some think here in Italy we have a lot of a problem. In some field we are very good. Philosophy and the theory of science we are very good. So I've studied a lot of years philosophy of science. Philosophy of science is very important because when I was been in New York and see a model, New York University model, Columbia model, the Discovery model, parent-to-parent model, Shield Institute, and so on. Each time I said why this model is good,
Mhm.
which point is good, which point is better, what kind of a theory is a back of this model. So philosophy of science is a way to understand why this model is powerful, which step is better, because this is better of another model. So what I can learn in this group, what I can learn in the other group. Science of philosophy of science is very very important
Mhm.
because for autistic child is very important because we have two fields. One field is a science of where the science is a science of nature of science, where logic step is the way to understand the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when I think about my soul, my mood, there is another way. There is another way to make science. So the logic don't work well.
Right.
Phenomenology is another way to understand what is good, what can help parents. For example, uh, my student said, I stay closer to a family with autistic child, and I became sad.
Hmm.
Why? How can I help my student? What happened? What is the tools in this time? So it is phenomenology. I use Gestalt therapy. I use experience what happened. I describe what happened between me and the student, between the student and the autistic child. So the mood is very important, but I can't read the mood with a logical way. So
Mm-hmm.
if I use the logical way, I don't understand what happened because I can say the student is sad, the situation is sad, but why? How can I help? I describe what happened. I describe how the two souls come together.
Mm-hmm.
I describe Gestalt therapy speak about the full contact, how we come together. So Gestalt therapy use a phenomenology, another way to describe the life, not with a logical way. This is very, very powerful. I work as a psychotherapist since 1992, so I spend a lot of time as a psychotherapist. When my client is sad, I don't use logic. I am sad with you. I
Mm-hmm.
am with you.
Mm-hmm.
We work together. I describe what happened inside me. These could be heavy for me, but my client don't feel alone. This heal is soul, and his soul and my soul are together. So sometimes you in New York have a wonderful model to make a therapy for autistic child, but sometimes the relation therapy is very important. But sometimes you are weak in describe what happened, how we can use the emotion in the therapy, how we can help the student as a supervisor to transform this sad situation in a tools to help the autistic child, his family. So often I was been in New York to speak with the director of a different center, and I said, use the relation, but you don't have a theory to read what happened.
Sounds like it's
Uh,
very empathy driven.
yes, but empathy is the first name what happened. How we can use the empathy,
Mm-hmm.
how we can use the pain. When I am closer to autistic child, his pain and my pain linked together.
Mm-hmm.
What I can do, because my risk is the burnout.
Oh,
What I can do to use my pain to help him. How can help him this is a theory of phenomenology. Phenomenology describe how we can use our experience, not experiment. There is a very different from experiment and experience. When I make a medical doctor and I use functional medicine, when I speak about glutathione, when I speak about vitamin D, this is experiment. I speak about milligram. I speak about how is your vitamin D, and I gave you vitamin D. I use a logic way. I memorize different articles and say to you what you can do. This is a way, important way. But there is another way, very powerful, is we feel together, we are together. So we need another theory to use these powerful tools, relation. Often in New York, so phenomenology and philosophy teach us how we can use these very powerful tools to help family. It's clear we have a two way. We must use two different way, but as therapist, I must know when I use a language and a way, with a logic way, when I use a phenomenology and describe what happened between. There is a very wonderful book. The title is Between. What happened between?
That's beautiful. I love your philosophy. It's so important, you know, it's that space in between and the relationship, what's happening in the experience, right?
So we can we have a good expertise in this field, and we and I can offer this expertise, and I think this expertise can improve the quality of your therapy in USA therapy. In the other way, we need American doctor. We teach us phenomenal medical functional medicine. We need where make test. How can use logic way for autistic child.
Right. That's
We
very
need the net.
win-win relationships, right? Setting systems of success up globally is really important, and partnerships. I think that's very, very important. That was one question I didn't ask you earlier, but I always ask everybody. So I think networking is really important, and I wanted to find out what you thought about networking amongst countries, and I think you answered a lot of that. Yeah. We are organizing treatments with drama therapy. I want to know more about that. Drama therapy? What is that?
Yes, because I speak about phenomenology. Phenomenology describe what happened in between. So when autistic child has a personality problem, has a problem to grow up is a personality. When is a personality grow up, someone can go and say, do this, do this, do this, and this personality don't grow up. For autistic child, is a personality start very weak. So we must stay together. We must stay. I said to autistic child, I said a few words. I feel what happened. I see him. I stay with him, and I I know he has a gift for me. I am attached because he has a gift for me. I'm attached and I search to see this gift. I won't help him to bring up, to recognize, to bring this gift outside. This kind of a therapy, drama therapy, is a way to see what happened in this moment. Is a way to make experience together. But I am not a teacher. I am who can stay with you, who search the right glass to see your gift.
Right.
Because I know you have a gift for me. You can help me to find the infinity way to see my life. You have you are very young, strong field where your personality grew up. So I stay, am here. I'm here to hear what happened in you. Drama therapy is a way to hear, teach to therapists to see in the right way.
But we're all
To
teachers.
see.
Yeah. You're a teacher too.
The teacher is the autistic child. He teach us the right way. So I stay calm as I hear, I see. I don't make anything. And something happened between if I wait.
And you focus on their gifts that they have and try to focus them down the right pathway so they can do what they want to do, right? Yeah.
Yes, there is a gift. If we can do too much thing, if we teach, I want to teach, I want to see, I want to make a test.
Yeah.
This is experiment, is not an experience. So both way is useful. I know the experiment is important. ABA and the other therapy is important, but functional medicine is important. But there is another way. Are two different way, two different way to think as a therapist.
That's good. So there's
So I must know when I use the first way and the second way.
How do you hope to change Italy? Like, do you want to, are there any ways that you could see changing the landscape of Italy in this field?
Make a link with you.
Well, other people too. And there's a lot of other organizations.
Write a book with you. I have write a book with David Rivas. David Rivas write the first book with me. I translate the book with David Rivas. So I will. I want to write a book with the parent and a parent organization in New York. I know I met him 20 years ago. We try to build up parent-to-parent Italy here in Italy. So I write a book with them.
Yeah.
This is a way to help.
One book at a time, right?
Well, yes, I try to write a book each month.
Wow.
I try.
Oh, okay, that's a lot of editing and a lot of writing. Well, we love what you're doing, and I really appreciate and applaud the work that you're doing. So, are there any other words that you want to tell the world or everybody out there that's watching your show? I,
too much ideas.
I
Sometimes
know, I know,
I'm
I
a
know.
crowd in my mind.
You want to go to New York, and you want New York to come to you. There's a lot of other places in between that, the warmth of your heart and your spirit need to touch in a lot of places in the world, because you have that a relationship spirit in you, and so many families. I would say I would empower you to embrace that side of you. That so many families need to connect everywhere, especially for our kids on the spectrum and that are neurodiverse, and that really need the support of their families, and not to let go of the family unit. Because what happens, I know a lot of times in North America, families are just disconnected. It's like once you're 18, you're on your own, and it's like, okay, we're done. And there's a big disconnect. And so I think that what your country does is they have the community of the culture, and a lot of countries do that, but I think North America a lot of times has lost that. And so, take the gifts, strengths, and talents of the spirit of your culture and bring it back, to other countries, so we can all embrace the beauty and the gifts, strengths, and talents of the people, because we're all human beings at our core, and we all need relationships. We all need family. We all need our loving spirit. We all need that empathy and understanding. I'm on a rant. Okay, I'll get off the rant. But thank you so much, Giuseppe. My father-in-law was named Giuseppe. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for your big heart, your help. Very important.
Thank you. You are very important too. So thank you for everything you do. Come to New York. I'm sure there's somebody that would love to have you in New York.
If you organize with a parent, I bring the parent to Philadelphia Hospital, so I will go to New York too.
And maybe New York will go to Italy. No, anyway, thank you so much. It was
If
wonderful.
I am happy to say the welcome to you.
Okay. Thank you very much.